Okay, I'm back. So let's finish up the questions, sweetie. All right, so let's go back to um, let's do number 17.
To look for and correct all errors before the health claim is transmitted to the insurance carrier, you may print an insurance billing worksheet or perform a front-end edit.
Okay, number 18.
Much of the patient and insurance information required to complete the CMS 1500 form can be found on the encounter that is used to close charges.
Okay, number 19.
Add-on software to a practice management system that can reduce the time it takes to build or review a claim before batching is known as an encoder.
What's number 24?
On completion of a signed agreement and approval of enrollment with a third-party payer for electronic claim submission, the provider will be assigned a submitter number.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm just browsing through this. I'm not going to go through every exact thing. I think everything's pretty much self-explanatory what I've given you in my class on what they need to know. Now, let me go to the book itself, chapter 8 in the book itself. Let's pull it out. Okay. So let's talk about clearinghouses. Let's go back and revisit that. It's getting late and I'm getting sleepy. I'm going to kind of peep around here. Clearinghouse is an entity that receives the electronic transmission of claims, EDI, from the healthcare provider's office and translates it to a standard format prescribed in HIPAA regulations. Once the clearinghouse receives a batch of claims, which is a group of claims for different patients sent at the same time from one facility, the clearinghouse duties then include separating the claims by carrier, performing software edits on each claim to detect for errors, and transmitting claims electronically to the correct insurance payer. Now, here is a flow sheet of electronic claims mission showing the path of claim payment via the National Electronic Information Corporation, which is NIC. Okay, so it gives a wonderful example of how this goes. Okay, so let's talk about rejection rates. Okay, within the clearinghouses. Okay, in medical billing. So let's talk about rejection rates. Okay, make sure that don't fall out. Okay. All right, so I'm going to erase this. Woo. Okay. Now, whenever you are processing claims, let's suppose that you are the medical biller. Okay, let's suppose that you are the medical biller and coder. Maybe you're wearing one hat, maybe you're wearing both. And let's suppose that you're going to bill on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You may not bill every single day. And let's suppose on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're going to help out with some other job tasks or responsibility in the office. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday would be your days where you're doing medical billing. Okay. So again, from the biller or biller, okay, this goes to the clearinghouse. Remember, we talked about the adjudication of a claim process. Okay. Okay. From the clearinghouse after it's been what? Scrubbed, in other words, okay? Then it goes to the what? The insurance company, whoever all that may be, okay? Now, you may send 80 claims, okay? Your rejection rate should be no more than 10% a day. Okay, no more than 10%. Now, you're probably saying, well, Ms. Harper, why is that? Why should it be no more than 10%? I'm glad you asked. Woo! Okay. What is 10% of 80? 8 claims. Okay. 8 claims is about all you need for error. That's rejection rate for errors. That means you have 8 claims that you need to do what? You need to fix. Find out what the problem is. Now, if you're doing, again, 80 claims and your rejection rate is 30%, and 30 times 8 is 24 claims, and you got 24 claims going out, then you're doing careless billing. Okay, now let me clarify something. I'm not saying you're doing careless billing if you're fresh to the billing practice or the billing world. Okay, you got to give yourself time. If you're new to the game of healthcare billing and all like that, period, then you got to give yourself time. It's going to take you a good 6 months to a year to understand your trends of mistakes. Once you see trends of mistakes over and over, again, I tell my students, if you sit in a cubicle or you got a computer, a desktop at your desk, you need to keep lovely little sticky notes like this around your computer telling you, okay, don't make that mistake. Okay, I did this one too many times. Okay, you need to have nice reminders all around your wall, all around your computer to kind of remind you, okay, I need to double check for policy numbers. Okay, well, I'm not the one putting the patient information in. The front desk person is putting in patient information. So that means that if you seeing that the demographic information is not correct, then you need to address that issue to your practice manager so that they can address that issue to the front desk person. Or if you have a good rapport, a relationship, you can say, hey, y'all being a bit too busy at the front desk, because you're making a little bit too many mistakes and I'm getting rejection of claims and I'm really kind of depending on you to put this in correct. So what your trend of mistakes on my end is teaching me that I'm gonna have to double check your work before I press the go button. Okay. And that's how you have to do. Sometimes you just got to work around people. You just have to work around how they do. Okay. Now, if you've been in it a long time, and maybe you're new to that particular specialty of care and you got to understand, or you're new to the software, fine. But at least after 3 to 6 months, you should have it down, especially if you have 2 to 3 years experience. You should pretty much have it down after 3 to 6 months. Okay, if you're working for a new practice, maybe they're working with a software you never worked on. Okay, that's considerable. Maybe you done billing for dermatology and you've never done it for surgery. Okay, that's considerable. Maybe you've done billing for pediatric, but you've never done it for or orthopedics. Okay, that's considerable. They're all the same. The functionality, the principle of billing and coding works all the same. It just, what works out different is the end process of what the insurance company is sending back to you on the ELB, the pay, pin, and deny. Because what may pin or pay for dermatology may not work the same way, the way you've been thinking it's going to work in orthopedics. However, you did in ophthalmology may not work the same way that it's going to work in ENT. Okay. Pay, pin, and deny is virtually the same. You just have to know where's your trend with this particular specialist and from what insurance company, because not all insurance company see everything exactly the same, because you have certain employers, they will sign up for an insurance plan or renegotiate how much they want to pay for their employees, and also for the employees to pay their portion premiums per month every 2 weeks out of their paycheck. So everything is not endorsed. Just because you work for Kroger's and you got Cigna, and Cigna may pay for a certain procedure, and this person over here works for I don't know, HEB, and they got Cigna. It doesn't mean that just because it's payable over here at Kroger's Cigna, it's going to be payable over here at HEB's Cigna. No, those are two different companies, two different regulations of what they're willing to pay and what they won't willing to pay, what they're willing to offer their employees, what they're not willing to offer their employees, and how important certain things are to them. Okay. All right. So that's how that works. So try to keep your rejection rate if you're going to do billing, and it's going to be sent through the clearinghouse. Try to keep it below 10%. You can keep it below 5%. You're a fantastic biller. You keep it below 3%. You're a super fantastic biller. And that could be out of 80 claims, 100 claims, 120 claims, 150 claims. That's great. That's fantastic. Okay. So I had to point that out as far as clearinghouses and rejection rates. Okay, so now you can put that on your claim that your rejection rates has been phenomenal. Okay, um, um, so we'll get to talking about resumes and all that kind of stuff a little bit later. I wanted to address some things on here before I go for the evening. Let's see, data elements, yada, yada, yada. Okay, transactions and code sets, yada, yada, yada. Data requirements. A lot of this is just information in a book and a lot of exertion of air from me. Let's see here. And that's why I prefer my students to do their assignments out of their workbooks so that I don't have to explain so much. Everything is pretty much self-explanatory in your assignment, and I can explain as I go in your assignment. Okay, electronic transferring of money. Okay, so it's got practice management system, um, building up the claims, the do's and don'ts for keying in data and building electronic claim flows. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll probably come back and visit that another time. Signature requirements from the physician and patient. Remember what I said once before on the CMS 1500 form, the most important parts of the form that has to be done. Okay, let me write this in purple. And circle this off. CMS 1500 must. What is a must? What is a must? I'm glad you asked. Box, what again? 12, 13, 27. That is signature on file, SOF, and checking the box for what? Assignment of benefits. Okay? Assignment of benefits. I can't express it enough. If you don't check that box on box 27 for the assignment of benefits, that check is going to end up going to the patient's house. If you don't make sure SOF is put on box 12 and 13, and I say SOF because in a demographic portion, when the patient fills out all those 10, 15, 20 sheets of paper, they're going to say, do you give right for us to electronically submit or to release medical records if needed by the insurance company? Then great. Sign that. That's it. We got your signature on file on that. So all we need to do, put in short, box 12, signature on file. Do you give us the right to receive payment from your insurance company, blah, 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 in reimbursement for the services that we render to you? Okay, again, as part of that 12 packet, 15 packet, 15 sheet packet that you're going to fill out as the patient and sign. Okay, now we have that on file. So we don't need to put your signature on there all the time. All we got to put on there is SOF. When they say, well, we need proof that the patient signed this, then all we got to do, or you, the patient, may say, well, do y'all have proof? Do y'all have rights? Well, yes, we do. We have proof. We have rights. Let me pull out your demographic sheet. Let me print this up. See, you signed this the day that you came in. See this on this date. And then you renew this every year around this time. So yes, we will collect. Thank you very much. Okay. So All right, so if there's not any other questions for me, we're about to go into 15 minutes of the last end of the lecture. If y'all don't have any other questions for me, let me see something. Say something. I'm gonna say hello and hit that out there. See if somebody's saying something to me. I don't know if anybody gonna say something back to me, but we'll try it again another time. Okay. But anyway, that'll be it. I am your teacher, Mrs. Harper, Tara N. Harper, and this has been a wonderful lecture and saying for your health information. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.